Hey guys, welcome to a new series I am starting called Trigger Warning. Now this is a series I am going to be talking about touchy subjects, and I want to preface it with a trigger warning, and I think it's catchy. So in this video I am going to be talking about anxiety and anxiety disorders and panic attacks and nervous breakdowns. So if you want to not be exposed to that sort of thing, you should probably leave. So I have an anxiety disorder. And it's not like, oh shit, I forgot my homework, I'm gonna get in so much trouble. It's like, just all day, every day. That's my inner monologue. It turns from that to like, oh my god, I'm about to pass out and vomit and shit my pants all at the same time in like less than a second. And I haven't always been anxious. Like, I used to be really extroverted, and I used to love going out and seeing people, and then the Fire Nation attacked and burnt out my home and all my family. But anxiety has been like a daily part of my life since I was about 14, I guess. And I know that sounds very like teenage angsty, ooh, whoa, you must have like such a hard life. But like, I don't think it's situational. I think it was situational, but now I just think it's like chemical, like my body is just used to screaming. And I had the odd panic attack before I was like having them on a regular basis. My first one was when I was like 12. I was reading these like horror stories on this creepypasta site, and like I have always had a fear of water and drowning, and this story was about this kid that got dragged underwater and like he didn't know what by, and it was really freaky. And I remember sitting at the computer and like my heart just dropped and my chest felt like it was like in a vice grip, and my head, it was like, I don't know, if you've ever had a panic attack, they're all different by the way, so like if this doesn't sound like yours, you could just be having, because there's a bunch of different reactions. Mine is all the blood rushes to my core to protect itself. Yeah, I just get really like super lightheaded and sometimes I pass out, which is like a really good look for like a 6'3" guy just to pass out randomly. It's fine, it's fine. And yeah, so I was just reading this story and then I passed out. My mum thought I'd had a seizure and that I was like dying or something, but no, I just got scared by a creepy pasta. So that's my life. And the second one I ever had, that I like remember it knowing what it was, like a panic attack straight out, was the day I got my tumor biopsy results. And the night before I had not slept. It was a 40-degree day, and that's Celsius, by the way, not Fahrenheit, because you guys, you measure it weird. And I went into this doctor's office, and he's, like, I had an amazing doctor, he was, like, so cool. But, like, I was getting tumor biopsy results. So, like, either way, it's not good news. And so I waddle my ass up these stairs. There's like 3 flights of stairs. It's a 40-degree day. I've had no sleep. I am so dehydrated and exhausted. And I just get into this doctor's office. It took me so long and there were so many children. Okay, off topic. So I sat down in front of my doctor and he basically said, now don't freak out. And if you've ever heard that in this kind of situation, you realize your brain goes like, oh, don't freak out. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. And then it freaks out. And I went from like 0 to 5,000 real quick. And then so I'm already anxious. And he says, so you have cancer. And I just remember I was like gone. Like I was out, like my brain, I was like head down. Cause like I heard cancer and I was like, it was like my vision went dark and I could only see the words me plus cancer equals dead. That's literally, I saw my thought process being panned out in my head. And I just saw this and I was like, I'm gonna die. And then I passed out and like, I don't know how, by what fucking miracle, he must be Superman. He caught me. He was on the other side of a desk. He caught my fat ass. And ever since then, I have had a pretty regular anxiety disorder. Diagnosed, by the way, I'm not just like Tumblr self-diagnosing myself. And it's pretty much just whenever I leave the house. And I like leaving the house. I really like leaving the house. I don't like my house. I don't like the people in it. I don't like the ghosts. Sorry. But yeah, whenever I leave the house, my body is just like, you know what? You love people, but I hate you. And then it just starts growling. You know, my body just starts growling. It hates me. It thinks you should all die. But don't worry, don't feel left out. Like, it thinks I should die too. And after about 2 months of having these like really awful panic attacks, I was like 15, so I'd done all the cancer treatment, I've got all my surgeries, I was back at school. and I realized I was having panic attacks just every day. Didn't matter what I was doing, how good I felt. It was like just constant panic attacks. And so I went to a psychologist because I was like, look, I might as well get support. There's no point not going. Like, in Australia, we have a really good healthcare system, so I just went. It's gonna sound really hippy-dippy, but like, she taught me how to center myself, and she taught me breathing techniques, because it's a sympathetic nervous system thing, and when you start calming your breathing, your like autonomic nervous system starts like calming the fuck down. It stops screaming, and it becomes like a lull, like a not quite silent, but like not screaming. And those techniques did work for a while, and to some degree they still kind of work, but it didn't last. I didn't get that whole, calmness. It stopped working, and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if it was just a placebo and I thought it stopped working, therefore it did stop working. And that kind of brings me back to today. I'm not really quite sure what to do with it. I'm still seeing a psychologist for counseling, but I don't know if it's gonna be like a friend for life, if it's just like a hormonal thing because of puberty, which it could, because let's be real, puberty hasn't been very nice to me so far. A lot of people ask me when they find out I have anxiety, what are you afraid of? Like, bitch, everything. Let me make you a list. Pooping in public, yes. Pooping in private, yes. Spiders, yes. Snakes, yes. The idea that air is slowly burning us alive, yes. Ghosts, yes. Pedophiles, yes. Rapists, yes. Let's be real, I'm pretty immune. The dark, yes. Being alone forever, yes. Being alone in this house, with no one except for the demons. Boy, if you don't get your demon ass out this house. They're not triggered by certain fears or phobias. They can be, but in a lot of people's case, and in my case, it's not. It's just like a sympathetic thing your nervous system does when it finds out, it thinks you have a threat. But yeah, it's not like trigger based. I don't know, I feel really wanky saying triggers, even though I shouldn't, because triggers are a perfectly normal thing. Like, they are a thing, and they're like scientifically proven. Like, empirical data shows that triggers are a thing. That being said, I mean like triggers as in like actual triggers, like a war veteran seeing a gun having a flashback, not like a snowflake seeing another snowflake and being fucking triggered. But with that slightly offensive ending, I think I might sign off. If you did like this video, and if you do like this series, don't forget to just leave me a like. Comment telling me I smell like shit, which is not true. I smell amazing, because that's one of the things I'm nervous about. And if you want to hear about anything else, I'm a very flawed human being, so this series could go on forever. Next week I am going to be talking about my cancer and my experience with cancer. So like, if you're triggered by cancer, don't do it. But yeah, no, it's not like an awful story. It's not a good story. There's no good stories. I'm gonna stop talking now. And if you would like to, you can check out my last video, which is here. And I don't know, there's like a recommended thing here, and there's like a little icon there. Or maybe it's the other way around. You'll just have to find out for yourself. Yeah, if you'd like to see more trigger warning, don't forget to subscribe, because I am very needy and I need your attention and focused on numbers. I'm sorry to anyone who finds this video offensive. It is just my experience with anxiety. It is my experience dealing with people, dealing with everyday. And if you don't like that, you don't like me, get fucked. You can have your opinions, but you can take them and shove them up your